All right, here we go. It is time for the results of round 2 of Northwest Indiana Empty Arena Wrestling to come alive. You can see on your screen the die that is going to predict it all. We've got, 32 people, 16 matchups to get through. As a reminder, from round 1, it's a 50-50 split. So person A, a roll of 1 through 5, they win. Person B, a roll of 6 through 10, they win. And in the event that somebody has submitted a promo, their odds increase from 1 to 6, and then 7 to 10 for the other person. Now, only 3 people submitted promos, so it's not going to be that interesting. But anyway, here we go for the first match in the bracket. Dick Davis, 1 through 5. Jaden Quick, 6 through 10. Dick Davis continues. Sorry, Jaden. It's been fun. Next match, BD Smooth, 1 through 5. Maverick Cage, 6 through 10. Oh, look at that. BD Smooth coming through with the win again. Match 3, Young Money, 1 through 5. Johnny Motley, 6 through 10. Young Money. Tony Rican, 1 through 5. Gabe the Brave, 6 through 10. Gabe takes out Tony Rican. I'm glad we saw something from 6 through 10. I was about to start wondering, did I accidentally select a 5-sided die? But no, it's just it's the way the rolls go. Okay, first promo, Richie Rothschild. So he is 1 through 6 on the rolls. Austin Fury, 7 through 10. Richie safe. Roger Lanier, 1 through 5. Adam Bueller, 6 through 10. Adam Bueller gets that. Sabotage, 1 through 5. Polish Heartthrob, 6 through 10. Dang, that's a good win. Cujo with a promo, 1 through 6. Drex Odell, 7 through 10. So far, even in round 1, I don't think the submission of a promo has made any difference whatsoever because nobody's come in right on the edge of the rolling. Douglas Stout, 1 through 5. Joey Rack, 6 through 10. The family still represented. Cletus Farmer, 1 through 5. Johnny Nye, 6 through 10. Cletus. Fireball, 1 through 5. Oh, no, wait. Billy the Kid and versus Fireball. Billy the Kid submitted a promo. So Billy the Kid gets 1 through 6. Fireball gets 7 through 10. Oh, even with the promo, Fireball comes through. Okay, Jake Rohn, 1 through 5. JC Bunyan, 6 through 10. The Lumberjack still felling his opponents. Tony Thunder, 1 through 5. Kevin Graves, 6 through 10. Tony. Luis Rojas, 1 through 5. Crimson Dynamo, 6 through 10. Luis Rojas. DW Kelly, 1 through 5. Cade Lee, 6 through 10. DW Kelly. Nick Cutler, 1 through 5. Angus McDuff, 6 through 10. All right. Irish Power coming through. Now, just like last time, there is the odds for a catastrophe to occur to any of the winners. So I'm going to go through the winners now, and I'm going to roll a 20-sided die. And a roll of 1 will represent a catastrophe where even though that person took a win, they were injured and cannot continue into the next round. So let's see, switch to a 20-sided die and take away the, no, wait. No, how do I get rid of the other ones? Oh, I just click on them. You know, I learned this last time too, and I just didn't remember. Okay, so this should be a full 20-sided die. There we go. And so now I'm going to start Dick Davis. If we're just looking for a roll of 1, A roll of 1 is a catastrophe. Anything else is safe. Jeez. Okay, so that was for Dick Davis. For BD Smooth. And that was for Young Money. Coming up now for Gabe the Brave. Why is it? Okay. For Gabe the Brave. For Richie Rothschild. For Adam Bueller. Polish Heartthrob. Oh no! Polish Heartthrob suffers a catastrophic injury and he is out. Well, what's going to happen? You're just going to have to listen to the production, or if you've already seen the next bracket, you'll know. Oh, that's sad news, man. Okay. Well, moving on. Cujo. Safe. Rancid Joey Rack from the family. Safe. Cletus Farmer. So he has a concussion. Fireball. Safe. JC Bunyan. Safe. Tony Thunder. Safe. Luis Rojas. Ooh, man, dangerous. DW Kelly. And Angus McDuff. All right. So for the first time in 32 plus 16, 40, the first time in 48 rounds, one winner ended up with a catastrophic injury. We'll have to have a separate ceremony to thank Polish Heartthrob Jaron Skalka for participating. All right, so I'm going to shut this down and build the next bracket and then post it and then open it up for more promos for the next round, because I'm trying to squeeze in 2 rounds in 1 week for the next radio production. So this video should start with this dice rolling and then the actual production for the round, and then the next dice rolling and the production for that round. And so once this whole week is done, we will be down to, we should be down to 8, I think. Yeah, we should be down to 8. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may know from the round that just ended, an unprecedented situation has arisen here in Northwest Indiana Empty Arena Wrestling, in which Polish Heartthrob defeated Sabotage in his round 2 match, but he suffered a catastrophic injury after his victory at the hands of the dastardly Steven Drochner, who he had defeated in the previous round. Drochner came back to exact his revenge on Polish Heartthrob, and so now there is a gap in the tournament, and so that gap will be filled in this way. The Commissioners Committee of NWI EAWW, I think I got that right, has convened, and at the demands of Steven Drochner, as well as Sabotage, and at the request of somebody who's been patiently waiting for inclusion, what's going to happen is a 3-way match, which is taking place as we speak. And that is an elimination tournament, or an elimination 3-way match. So one person gets eliminated by pinfall or submission, then the next. And then the winner is the one who takes the Polish Heartthrob's place back in this tournament. So on the screen, you see the representatives of the 3 people in this 3-way match. So the top, at least from my perspective, the top left, which is currently sitting on a 5, that is Steven Drochner. The top right, currently an 8, is Sabotage. And the lowest one on the bottom, currently a 3, represents newcomer K9, who by special request, in the Thomas Keith and Young Money way, has suggested that he may be an appropriate entrant into this tournament, and the committee has listened to what he had to say, and so he has his chance to make his way into the tournament here. So what's going to happen is the contest is going to take place. All 3 die are rolled simultaneously. The die with the lowest number showing is eliminated, and then we repeat for the last pair. If there is a tie at the lowest stage, then there will be a roll-off between those two. So, again, Steven Drochner at the top left, Sabotage top right, K9 lower. Well, Steven Drochner did not get a payoff for his dastardly intervention because he has been eliminated from this triple threat emergency round. And so now we have, it doesn't matter, let's put Sabotage here on the left, my left, K9 here on my right. Again, the higher of the two rolls will be moving on. And look at that. Sabotage must have been eating too much barbecue pork or something in between the ending of his match with Polish Heartthrob and this one, because K9, the newcomer, has successfully won his way into this tournament. He will be taking Polish Heartthrob's place in the next matchup against Cujo. You are listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Your insubordination will not be tolerated.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ken the Metal Professor. Welcome to round 2 of Northwest Indiana Empty Arena Wrestling. Round 1 was an exciting mix of 64 entrants, now whittled down to 32. Coming at you from an undisclosed location here. The action is about to get underway, and in a while I will let you know what took place during the large amount of time these matches are going to take up. This will be compressed for your information. You can contact your local cable outlets if you would like to view the actual video of the matches, but I will certainly tell you how things went. But a lot of the people are getting themselves ready. They're milling around backstage here. Of course, everybody's wearing masks. That doesn't even need to be said, right? Let's see. I think Richie Rothschild looks like he's kind of over in the corner there, trying to concentrate and get himself ready. Let's see what he has to say as he is about to face someone he will certainly be very familiar with, Austin Fury.
Fury is defined as wild or violent anger. I would say that's fitting for you, Austin Fury, because I've seen you throw fits of wild and violent anger when you've lost, when things haven't gone your way. Oh, you rage with such a fury. That's the story of your life, because cooler heads always prevail, and the gypsy, Richie Rothschild, has got the coolest head of them all. So as I continue to blow through this tournament like a cool breeze on a summer day, you'll be left to wallow in your fury, Austin Fury.
Speaking of people that are certainly no strangers, Cujo is set to face Drex Odell. Cujo, what are your thoughts?
Let me tell you a little story about Drex Odell. Drex Odell has been in this business only a handful of years and already has demonstrated that he is a tank in that ring. He is a fighter. He goes into that ring and he dominates every single night that he has the opportunity. And I love that. I thrive off of that. He doles out the punishment. In his few short years in this business, he has already ascended the ranks of several of the promotions that he's been a part of and been able to attain championship gold. And I respect that. I think that's admirable. And here's the kicker. This is when I talk them into the building. If Drex Odell is the tank who doles out the punishment, Cujo is the one to take the punishment and keep getting up. I have spent 8 years of my life trying so hard to make it somewhere in this business, to prove that the 8 years of torture, blood, sweat, and tears has been worth it. And I definitely feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. Now, I respect Drex Odell. I'm actually very good friends with the man, and I wish him nothing but success. And while we've only shared the ring once, he needs to understand something. You might be able to lariat somebody's head off. You might be able to forearm somebody in the back of the head so much that they lose consciousness. You might be able to put somebody through punishment. You can insult fathers. You can do whatever it is that you want to do to me. But know that I will keep getting up, and I will not stop fighting. You want to have a wrestling match? Great, I'm in for that. You want to have a fight? Oh, that's my bread and butter. That's where I thrive, because that's where the passion comes out. That's where my drive for success and my desire to succeed in this business comes out. And I promise you, Drex, that no matter how hard you hit me, I will get up and hit you back 10 times as hard. And while, yes, this is all about a fictional empty arena championship or whatever bracket this is, I do thoroughly hope that one day this won't just be a fantasy, that one day we will actually see who would come out on top.
Now, I certainly don't have the figure of the ladies who interview backstage at WWE, but let's see if anyway I can get Billy the Kid to say something.
All right, here we go. Round number 2, everybody. Billy the Kid versus a man named Fireball. I have no idea who you are either, Fireball, but I've seen you. You're a big guy, but I fought bigger. And here's a little bit of information for you. Crazy beats big every single time. Now, you may think that you are some kind of agent of chaos, but Billy the Kid, I'm delightfully mad. So, get ready to ride upon the crazy train, because the conductor's insane and I'm hauling the pain. Freight train!
Angus McDuff, put down that Guinness and tell me, what do you have to say to your upcoming opponent, Nick Cutler, who I understand you have been looking forward to a match with him for quite a long time.
Alright, so here's the crack. I've been pitted up against Nick Cutler in a fantasy empty arena tournament. This excites me so much. This is a match I've wanted for 15 years, since the first time I saw him in ring. I saw a man who could match my technical skill, my intensity, all of that. However, in the ring, even though Nick Cutler has become somewhat of a mentor to me, helping me getting back into the ring, getting back into shape, it doesn't change the facts of what I'm going to do, mate. Win or lose, I'm dragging someone down the rocky road to Dublin and teaching them all about the trouble. I'm going to put on a clinic, mate. I'm going to grab a limb, I'm going to throw you, and I'm going to break it. So, even though it's not happening in real life yet, one day it will happen. And you will learn all about the troubles, mate. Slán foil, Tiffy Mayor Balhu.
As we said last week, since I am not allowed to go out into the arena to keep the total number of people down, let's not take it to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, an exciting round of 16 matches has taken place, where the field of 32 has whittled down to 16 with one unexpected outcome, and so a surprise entrant who will be moving forward. We'll get to that in just a second. Our first match was Dick Davis versus Jaden Quick. Now, you may know that both of these gentlemen love the audience, they love the crowd, they love getting out there. So when they both came out to the ring, they were walking around, giving high fives, they were hugging kids, signing autographs. The referee, knowing that we were short on time because there's a lot of matches to get through, he rang the bell. He had the bell signal the start of the match. The two gentlemen were still in the middle of their crowd love fest. Dick Davis barely noticed that the ref was almost to a 10 count, and he leapt back into the ring. He got the countout win over Jaden Quick, who was standing outside looking stunned at the outcome. Next up was BD Smooth taking on Maverick Cage. At the start of this match, BD Smooth walked up to Maverick Cage and said, "I'll show you who the real physical specimen is." And he took off his shirt and began gyrating. Now, this was appalling to Maverick Cage. He tried to get away, slipped and fell. BD Smooth went in for the pinfall. And underneath the quite exposed body of BD Smooth, Maverick Cage just kind of froze like a possum in the headlights, not knowing what to do. And BD Smooth did get the gross pinfall. Young Money took on Johnny Motley. This was a good match. Almost went to the time limit. Young Money won after getting quite a lot of altitude in the air with a big leg drop off of the top corner turnbuckle. Tony Rican faced Gabe the Brave. Gabe used his size to take an advantage at the very beginning and then managed to get into Tony Rican's head with a sequence that went like this. He whipped Tony into the corner and then started delivering some of those big Gabe the Brave chops, knife edge chops, right to Tony Rican with a little bit of commentary along the way. "My mofongo is better than yours." And this incensed Tony Rican so much that he lost his cool, and Gabe the Brave took advantage of that for the win. Richie Rothschild faced Austin Fury. Richie's slow and deliberate pace outlasted Austin Fury's quick fury. He essentially tired him out. Austin Fury was running around, delivering moves, jumping, running, flipping. Richie was just very slow and methodical and eventually wore down Austin Fury for the win. Adam Bueller took on Roger Lanier. Roger Lanier almost had the match in hand. He had Adam Bueller in an ankle lock for the submission, but Adam Bueller managed to yank him off his feet and fling him into the corner turnbuckle, and on the rebound, Adam managed to roll up and pin Roger Lanier. The match that led to the most unexpected and interesting outcome was Sabotage taking on Jaron Skalka, the Polish heartthrob. Now, Jaron Skalka won the match after Sabotage missed a moonsault, and the Polish heartthrob rolled him up on the rebound. But while the Polish heartthrob was celebrating, Steven Drochner, who had been the Polish heartthrob's opponent in the previous match, ran out from backstage and attacked Jaron Skalka. He did enough damage to the Polish heartthrob that the Polish heartthrob was no longer able to continue in this tournament, unfortunately. And so the commissioners of NWI, EAWW, they conferred with each other, and they decided to have a last-minute three-way triple threat to determine the Polish heartthrob's replacement. Sabotage was offered a chance to be in this since he had just lost to Jaron Skalka. Steven Drochner argued his way into the match, and a newcomer to the tournament, K9, had been waiting patiently for an opportunity to get in on the action. He was offered a chance to be in this triple threat. It was an elimination match. Steven Drochner was eliminated first, and then Sabotage, and so the winner of that triple threat replacement match was K9. He will be taking the Polish heartthrob's place for the rest of this tournament, or at least as far as he can advance. Two people certainly familiar with each other, as said before. Cujo faced Drex Odell. Cujo seems to have been a little bit more focused on this than usual. You may have noticed in the words he had for Drex earlier that he was a little more focused and not quite as, well, can I say, unhinged as he might be sometimes. And I think that focus may have paid off, because he did manage to outfight Drex Odell. It was close, but Cujo did come out on top. I kind of like this, more cerebral Cujo, and maybe next time he will come to the ring in a smoking jacket with a pipe. Next up, Douglas Stout faced Rancid Joey Rack. As normal, a large cohort of the family were at ringside. They were all yelling, trying to get in Douglas Stout's head. Unfortunately, Charlie Jr. found the best way to do that when he yelled at Douglas Stout that airplanes are for losers and real men ride motorcycles, at which point Douglas Stout ran outside the ring to attack Charlie Jr. The rest of the family pounced on him, and he was not able to get back into the ring to continue the match. Rancid Joey Rack gets the countout victory. Cletus Farmer took on Johnny Nye. This was a hard-fought match that went on for quite a while, back and forth, until Cletus Farmer eventually whipped Johnny Nye into a corner and chased him into that corner and hit him with a big body splash, and then did that 2 more times, whipping him into the opposite corner, following with a splash. Repeat that for a 3rd time, and at that point Johnny Nye just toppled over and was pinned. Fireball took on Billy the Kid. Fireball managed to get a hold of Billy the Kid's kerchief from the corner of the ring where it was left at the start of the match. He started choking Billy the Kid with it. The ref did get involved and broke it up, but by the time he did manage to break it up, the damage had been done. Billy the Kid was not able to breathe, and Fireball got the pin. J.C. Bunyan against Jake Roan. Pretty by-the-numbers match here, and the experience of J.C. Bunyan won out, and he comes away with the victory. Tony Thunder taking on Kevin Graves. Tony Thunder accompanied to ringside by a couple of his friends in the Rat Pack. During the match, they picked up Kevin Graves' Letterman jacket from ringside. Kevin Graves obviously wanted to go protect his property. While he was outside of the ring, the Rat Pack grabbed him, or wrapped him up into his jacket. They put the jacket on him backwards put his arms through the sleeves, but facing backwards like a straitjacket. They tossed him back in the ring, and Kevin Graves was unable to extract himself from that, and Tony Thunder took advantage. Tony Thunder advances. Crimson Dynamo taking on Luis Rojas. Crimson Dynamo managed to dominate for most of this match, although at the end, I believe he misjudged a little bit of elevation as he swung really hard at Luis Rojas with his patented Dynamo Punch, but he missed. It just went right over the head of Luis Rojas. Crimson Dynamo threw himself off balance. Luis Rojas kicked his knee out from under him and rolled him up for a pin. D.W. Kelly took on Cade Lee. This is a case where Kelly's fitness regimen may have paid off. Cade Lee is a big, bruising guy. He is a veteran, but he's been away from the ring for quite a while. And as this match went on, Kelly's cardio fitness may have just paid off enough to allow him to outlast Cade Lee, and he gets the win. And finally, we have Angus McDuff taking on Nick Cutler. Angus McDuff, as you heard, has been looking forward to this match for a long, long time. The result was a possible mix of focus and intensity winning out, along with maybe Nick Cutler underestimating his competition just a bit. But Angus McDuff did get the win. So those are the results from round 2. The bracket of round 3 is now set to go, and you can tune in to WVLP to hear the rest of those results when they become available.